Okay, hello. Everyone say a nice big hello. Hello! So, I can be heard, you can be heard. That must mean it is time for Geek Battle here on the Extreme Improv Extremes channel. So, audience, make sure you smash that subscribe button on youtube.com/Extreme Improv. But also, feel free to go onto Facebook, where there is an Extreme Improv Facebook page, but also a Geek Battle page. I always forget to promote it. I forget to promote a lot of things, to be completely fair though. But what I won't forget to promote is the fantastic cast that we have on tonight, where we will be discussing things that include hobbits and hulks and all kinds of other things in between. Now, speaking of our Hulk, our resident Hulk, Marty, say hello to the people.
Hello, people. Marty Smash. I just remembered I'm supposed to have a random geek fact, and I forgot. Oh no!
Don't worry. We'll give you a second chance. We'll come back to you. Someone who we won't give a second chance to is Capelthave, because you've done this enough to know better. Right, go for it.
Hail everyone from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, and I have a Sri Lankan geek fact, in fact. So, you all know the movie Madagascar, right? And you know the character King Julian? I like to move it. So, it was voiced by Sacha Baron Cohen. He is a political comedian. So, he based it off of Sri Lankan lawyers. So, that accent is from a Sri Lankan lawyer that Sacha Baron Cohen had to consult him on US laws. But the weirdest part of that is I've never heard anyone in that accent in my whole life except for Sacha Baron Cohen. I really want to meet the lawyer in Colombo.
Do you know, it's a weird thing. Like, when actors do accents, to me, whenever I hear an English person doing an American accent, and the two examples I always go to are Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange and Hugh Laurie as Dr. House, they don't sound like any other American around them. They just don't sound... They've just got some weird gravelly voice that they do. And
I've talked about this so many times, they always go so nasal as well. Like, you look at, like, Brian Cox when he does The Ring, and he's just like, what is it with you journalists? You know, and just everything's here in the nose. And do we Americans speak like that? I'm not sure. But I will say, like, one guy who totally flew under my radar, I did not know Idris Elba was British. Because, like, I think the first time I saw him was when he showed up on The Office. His is near flawless. He's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure there are some, but like by the same token, it's like when you have Robert Downey Jr. being Sherlock Holmes. It's just like, come on, right? But speaking of our great detective, Jimmy Mack, say hello to the people.
Hey everybody, I'm pleased to be back here on Geek Battle after a long hiatus. Let's get geeky.
Yes, absolutely. We're on a Wednesday night tonight. Yes, this Friday we have a live Extreme Improv show, so wouldn't have been able to do it then. Last Friday I was in Cardiff for the WWE event, so Fridays haven't been working for me at the moment. But we are going to get freaky and we are going to get geeky. So I thought we would start things off just with our traditional discussion round, see if there's any things that we want to get off our chest, anything that we've seen during the week, anything that we want to see during the upcoming week, things we're looking forward to, things we want to react to. Who has seen something? Jimmy Mack, what have we seen?
So, to research for this show, I watched episode 1 of both Rings of Power and House of the Dragon. And normally I like to just discuss stuff on its own merits, but I think it's sort of fair play to compare and contrast these two, since obviously the networks are playing the shows against each other and playing the audiences against each other. My biggest, just speaking of Rings of Power first, Jeff Bezos and Amazon, they're talking about how much money they threw at this show, man, how much money. And so I'm really curious why they didn't hire actors.
And writers.
But you know, the interesting thing, I worked it out a couple of days ago, and each episode of Rings of Power, I think, cost like obviously they're not going to all be equal, but when you work out the how much it would
20
split as,
million or something.
$58 million each episode.
Fuck.
$58 million an episode they made for this.
It's all
I know, all
set.
combined it's like 2 billion or something like that, right? It's like the highest produced show ever.
Yeah.
That's pocket change for Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, but they put it all in sets, they put it all in CG, and they put it all in costuming. The show looks great.
Does
and
it
the
though?
scripts-
Does it look great? Because my thought when I looked at it is it looks good, but the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films looked better. There is something about it where to me, it
Yeah.
looks more like it was.
Practical effects.
Now I know that
Exactly.
it's set as a prequel. I know that it's set as a prequel to the books and everything. But to me, it looks like I'm looking at something that's set back in time rather than in a fantasy world. Every object in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films felt like it was from a fantasy world, whereas this, it just feels like I'm watching a historical drama at times.
And
The
also,
historical
like,
drama.
some of the shots they didn't actually go for, like, they cut too fast to the interior location. Like in the Lord of the Rings, you see the Kingdom of Elrond is like this whole thing. They took time to actually show the whole place. But in here, it's like they get cut to interior shots pretty fast.
And there were some pretty obvious matte paintings as well. Look, you're doing a fantasy series. There's going to be some matte paintings, but like there were a couple ones where I'm just like, ooh, this ain't good. Yeah, I thought the scripts, at least for the first episode, I was just like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Thank you.
Like, I think Shakespeare said it best when he just said, "There's too much shit going on here," and you know, like, hey, here's some hobbits. Don't know who they are. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
They're not
They were just
hobbits.
the elves.
They're not hobbits. They don't have the right to take hobbits. So that's why they're
So
harmful.
they're Harfoots, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then they're like, okay, those guys were just talking about something. Don't know what the hell they were talking about. Let's see what's happening in the northernmost waste. And I'm just like, what? Look. Oh, and by the way, was that Doogie Howser playing Elrond or what? I was like, I know it ain't Anton Yelkin. I think we lost him, but like, no, he had the. I just kept wanting them to play the theme from Doogie Howser and for Vinny to show up. I thought that actor was okay. I thought Galadriel was fine. You know, they obviously cast her because she looks like not Tilda Swinton. Who
Kate
played
Blanchett.
Galadriel?
Kate Blanchett, yeah.
Yes, yeah. They cast her because they've got similar eyes. I just thought the acting was so poor. It just reminded me of like, you know, a pantomime where the actors were just punching the back wall where their grandparents were sitting. I could not believe it. You don't have to hire name actors. Just hire people who can act. I don't get... Do we blame the producer? Do we blame the director for not paying attention to the acting? Who do we blame?
I don't get who's this show for. So the thing is that it's definitely not going to please the people of the books. They didn't even like the Peter Jackson films. And definitely most of the stuff they don't have the rights to. They have the appendices to the Silmarillion. I can't say that word. So,
Silmarillion.
yeah. So, and also they're not actually keeping up the timeline. They're not connected to the movies either. So they're saying like this is not connected to the Peter Jackson films. This is this own thing. So you lose that audience as well because lots of the characters are way different from the films and the books. So I don't get like you get a new audience, but there's like a bunch of other fantasy stuff that's already in current pop culture now. That Lord of the Rings, you have to rely on the old fans to actually bump up the show. But right now, you're not actually doing any favors, not being connected to both of them.
So
Yeah.
you've got carte blanche. Just make an excellent show. You know, and, you know, I mean, half the characters in Lord of the Rings are immortal, so why not take the characters who theoretically could have been alive at the time and didn't appear in the Peter Jackson? Peter Jackson.
They actually, so the first when Amazon actually wanted to do the show, they thought doing prequel stories for like an anthology series. So for Aragorn, they get a past story. For Legolas, they get a past story. For Gimli, you get a past story. That was their original plan. But then I think that they planned this for like several years, and obviously the plans changed. I think a lot of influence from other fantasy shows made them changed the whole concept that they were basing this on, and also the rights issues.
Yeah, like the thing for me now, I watched the first 2 episodes, and I'll be honest, I can't really tell you what the show is about yet. I know that there's Sauron, and it's building up to the Lord of the Rings, and I know that it was like Galadriel and like something happens, her brother's dead, and so now she's going after Sauron, and she's like seeing these clues and stuff that they're following, and then there are not hobbits, and they find the old man who I'm guessing that's going to turn out to be Gandalf, right?
Gandalf.
Like maybe.
Maybe. Depends
I don't
on the
remember
right.
that part.
Well, maybe to be honest.
Well, I have a.
Yeah,
I don't know
go
who
ahead.
he
Go
is.
ahead.
I have a friend who thinks that he might be the beginning of wizards. He might be the father of wizardry in Middle Earth. I don't know. I never read beyond the regular Lord of the Rings novels. So I don't. I'm not steeped. I'm not steeped in the mythology of Lord of the Rings.
So the wizards are technically Valars. They're basically like Sauron, and they were sent to Earth to be like guardians and wisdoms and to help out humanity, the people of Arda, to reach their goals and stuff. And like each wizard has their role, and Gandalf's role is to, I forgot the Gandalf's role, but I remember like Saruman's role is to typically fight Sauron. That's why he was sent there to Middle Earth. But then when Sauron turned to the dark side, Gandalf basically took his role and became the White Wizard. So each wizard has a certain role to fulfill on Middle Earth, and some wizards are there. You don't get to see them at all because like their roles are not in the politics or the wars. But again, Amazon is completely. Yeah, go.
Yeah, or they have too much bird shit on them.
So I think that's the main thing. Like they're not completely up to the law. So from what I've seen, is like the brother is not supposed to be there. So entirely the story is now they're going to make Galadriel the protagonist. So in the original books, it was meant to be like Elrond and the brother who's dead. He was supposed to be the one who's part in this timeline and not Galadriel. But they have to change that to make Galadriel the Galadriel story. But the weird thing is that because of that, they're losing the whole timeline. They're not actually going anything by the books. So again, a lot of fans are not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, you guys know more about the lore than I do. I tried to crack the books, and they were just too dry for me. I just could not get into the Lord of the Rings books. Excellent pinball machine, though. My top favorite pinball machine. Another thing I wanted to ask, though, like I said, you don't need name actors for your production.
Yeah.
But you've got that much money. Why not? Why not hire a couple? I don't get it.
Well,
I think like the guy who played Aragon, what's his name? He's in my profile picture. Anyways, so
Yeah.
he was actually hired the first time when they had the show, when they were making that a long time ago. But then they fired him because when they decided to go on a different direction.
Oh, they got the original guy that was going to play Aragorn?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah. So, Marty, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
I have.
Oh, no, not the new one.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm caught up.
what are your thoughts on it? I don't think we've heard too much from you so far.
Nothing so far has bothered me except for the elves having contemporary haircuts like boy bands. It's very obviously a television show versus a movie, like you were saying. It just has a particular look that screams television show versus movie. But I mean, I'm enjoying it for what it is.
Okay.
I have
and
no controversy going on with it.
okay, yeah, cool. Well, we want controversy. So, has anyone seen anything else? I guess at this stage. Okay, Marty, let's pick up with you then.
Well, let's talk about She-Hulk. Is everybody caught up on She-Hulk?
Yeah.
I've been caught up by the memes.
Cap, you need to actually watch it. You can't condemn something just on the memes.
The memes are so funnier.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Right. Okay, Marty, go for it.
I just want to say this. I enjoyed episode 1. I enjoyed episode 2. I did not enjoy episode 3. Number 1, nobody gives a flying shit who Megan Thee Stallion is. Nobody. I don't want her in my Geek show. I don't want that bullshit. I don't care if She-Hulk twerks, but having the whole things around the cameo, dumb. And the second thing I didn't like,
real quick, Marty,
was
just really quick on that, Marty. Do you think maybe they threw her a cameo to get a break on using her name? And I assume that she wrote the song for the end of the show. Do you think maybe?
Yeah, probably. But I still don't. I didn't like it.
Okay.
I don't listen to her music, but I've been told that she's kind of dirty and nasty like Cardi B. And I'm not a prude, but a lot of kids are watching the show, and including my godkids, and I don't think throwing her in there is a good idea.
Okay.
So, and then the second thing I didn't like, but you'd have to be a huge geek to understand this. I did not like their interpretation of the Wrecking Crew. Perhaps they are going to morph into a closer version of what I like, but what was portrayed on the screen in that third episode was just...
Who are the Wrecking Crew? Are those the guys that have got the tools?
Yeah, they're a team of supervillains from the comics.
And the cartoons.
I figured that they were somebody, and it did seem like they had watered something down. I have no reference to She-Hulk, like almost zero. But it did seem really tacked on. It did seem like some watered down, and it did seem that the action sequence that they were in was really tacked on, because they had a pretty talky episode. I thought it was really fun, but it was pretty talky, so I think that they probably got a note from the producers, hey, you got to throw an action sequence in here, you know?
Yeah, well, in the comics, they are primarily, I mean, they fought everybody, but I think in the past they've primarily been a Thor villain, because their origin is Asgardian in nature.
Okay.
Oh, I did not know that.
So maybe there's more to it, and it's coming, and it'll morph into something closer to what I like. But I have always liked that supervillain team, and I did not like the way it was portrayed the other night.
Well, okay, so my thought on it, and I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, it's like we've seen 3 episodes now, and the Wrecking Crew, or whatever they were, they were in it for 30 seconds, and that was it. And then they're like, oh, we didn't achieve it, boss. And it's like, what is with every Marvel show doesn't give us a villain until the final episode? That I don't get at all. I don't get why.
Is, though?
No.
It's because of Netflix and the episodic streaming. You don't make a pilot episode and show it around anymore. You know, you just sell a concept and then you make 12 episodes. So they've got time to pull that bullshit. You never used to be able to do that. You had to make a pilot episode and set up all the components of your show in that pilot episode. It's just a totally different model. It allows for a slow burn, which can be cool and can really be misused and really suck.
Yeah, the other thing with it, I'm enjoying this more than I enjoyed Moon Knight. That was awful. And Ms. Marvel, I got into it, but the first 2 episodes are like the 2 worst things that Marvel have made since the Eternals. But this...
Wow.
Well, it's just like the first 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel, she catches someone from falling once each episode, and that's the only superhero action. But this...
Well, that's all I've watched. Should I keep going? Because so far I'm bored.
Of what? Of Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets better. It gets better. It does get better. Not necessarily much better, but it gets better. Right?
Okay.
With She-Hulk, the thing... I get that it's like, well, the comic of She-Hulk is more comedic, and I don't know the comic, so I take people's words on that when I hear it. But it's just like everything is a joke in the Marvel stuff at the moment. Like everything is a
Especially
joke.
Thor, right?
And it's
Especially
like,
Thor, Love and
well,
Thunder.
yeah, Thor especially, but it's got the Abomination. Like, finally, Tim Roth is back. And he's got the Merry Wives of Windsor outside a window, all dressed in togas, like they've walked off the set of Antony and Cleopatra. And they're his mistresses. It's like, he's called the Abomination. Like, why isn't he destroying things? And why isn't it?
Remember
And
the
like,
Incredible
and the story,
Hulk movie?
but like the story is so easy. It's just like, you know, She-Hulk could be like, oh, he's a monster again. He tricked us. Like instantly, he's tricked us, and he's causing havoc. Where's Bruce? There's no Bruce because of whatever's happened to him. So now she's got to be the Hulk, or whatever. Just something.
See, that's a better scenario just David pitched right now.
Well, it's just like, give me some excitement.
By the way, just quick point of clarification. Is it the Abomination or Abomination? I was sort of having this Batman, the Batman. I would have
Ooh.
sworn he
Well,
was Abomination.
in the comics, he was always the Abomination.
Oh, okay. So that's my bad. I love seeing Tim Roth back. I know he's not in his, ultimate form in this. I like that it's comedic. I thought, especially the story with the shape-shifting troll, I thought that storyline was really funny, especially the courtroom scene, which I would have liked if they played it a little straighter, just have everybody playing it totally straight. The lawyers were going a little broad and comedic, but they played it mostly straight. I thought that whole sequence was really funny, and and then at the end, of course, it all ties together, and in fact, she leans into the frame to be like, tying A story and B story together, nice, that made me laugh. It is self-referential, it's all very Deadpool, and yeah, Thor Ragnarok and all that. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I don't care about Megan Thee Stallion. She doesn't give me a wop. Is that hers or the WAP?
No, that's Cardi B.
Oh, okay. That's again. I'm making mistakes left and right today. But no. Overall, I'm really enjoying She-Hulk. I think it's fun. It's fun.
For me, I was never actually going to check out the show because I wasn't really interested in it. But then I learned that she's like a Deadpool character. Then I was like, okay, maybe I'll be a little bit into that. But as soon as I saw the memes flying in about her speech and Hulk just being there, I was like, nope. This is too funny just to watch, just to observe from the memes, and then get a grasp of the show. I don't know why they the one thing I don't like is currently like they're trying to pump up the other character. They're trying to make the other characters very, very different from who they are as they portrayed before.
What do you mean?
I don't personally like.
What do you mean, Kat?
Hulk. I mean, like Hulk is basically now meh completely.
Well,
I mean,
but like Hulk, they made him. Was it Smart Hulk or Professor Hulk?
yeah, but and also he forget his own history. He doesn't seem like anything like the Hulk went through. I mean, think about it, it's a complete shift face from Thor Ragnarok. Even in the Avengers Ultron film, Hulk was the drama of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the nuclear bomb that you said Phil that still felt sorry for the dude. And then in Thor Ragnarok, they turned it comedic, which I did actually enjoy in Thor Ragnarok, but they played it on so much after Infinity War and Endgame.
Well, he
I'm
was
sick of the Hulk.
in Ragnarok. He could suddenly speak a bit more, but he was still Hulk.
Yeah,
But now
he
Smart
still
Hulk,
kicks ass.
he does. He's just Smart Hulk. He's just a comedic character.
So what's the best Hulk movie then? Because the best Hulk movie, sure as shit, doesn't have the word Hulk in the title.
Wasn't there like a Bill Bixby Hulk film, or was it like they released it as a movie over here?
Film.
Yeah, the Bill Bixby film. That was good.
There was the trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Or that then.
No, see, I think in the UK they actually put out like the first 2 episodes of the original TV show as a movie.
Wow.
Oh, they might.
Long movie.
Quite possibly, yeah. But
I think I really quite enjoy Ang Lee's Hulk. I think that was the first. I think probably it's one of my first superheroes, probably after Spider-Man, and I really enjoyed that. It wasn't boring for me a lot, the front part of the movie. I was young and I couldn't appreciate anything that the drama that they were selling. I couldn't care less. But when it started the action scene, I fully gave a shit. And the thing that I liked about Ang Lee's Hulk is that they show Hulk's the innocent side of the monster, where he's just like sitting in the desert. I think it's probably the boring part. As a kid, I still liked it because after the huge action scene, Hulk goes up in the mountain and he's just watching something. And you said that the animation they did was like a baby Hulk, and you understand, you feel a little bit sorry for that big muscly Hulk monster. And I like those kind of cute moments. But again, I think a lot has to do with the Hulk is kind of drama. I think Hulk is a very tragic character in a sense. Like, you can only do a few fun stuff with him. I mean, the Hulk was meant to be the Avengers nuclear bomb. Remember Tony Stark saying, like, I have an army, we have a Hulk.
Yeah.
The big thing that they have, but it's now completely topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
But you can still do it.
Okay, look, we can react to some other stuff in a minute. Let's do a quick fire round or something. So, we're going to get a movie, like, in pairs, or a movie or a TV show, whatever you want, and then you have to say why it's better than your opponents, basically. So let's roll the dice to see what the pairing will be. So we're going to have me, and we're going to have Cap, me and Cap. So Cap, let's go for a movie. So my movie is make sure it's geeky. Okay, Mission Impossible, does that count as geeky? Yeah, let's go for that. So I will be defending Mission Impossible. Cap, you will be defending Van Helsing. So,
wow, yes!
Okay, I'm going to have 30 seconds now to tell you why Mission Impossible is better than Van Helsing. And here I go. So, the reason why Mission Impossible is better than Van Helsing is because it launched like a franchise. It was already a franchise, whereas Van Helsing kind of killed off the Universal monsters once and for all. So, like, Hugh Jackman was just terrible in it. No one likes Hugh Jackman. I don't know, I haven't seen this film. Right, so the bigger problem with it is that they, like, Abbott and Costello got the Frankenstein monster, Dracula, and whoever else correct. Van Helsing didn't, and that's all I know. And that is time. Okay, Cap, why is Van Helsing better than Mission Impossible? Go.
Because it's like the freakiest movie that's ever written, and probably I think the second Hollywood movie that I ever saw. First was Men in Black, and then it was Van Helsing. It's my second Hollywood movie. It was Dracula, werewolf, Frankenstein. Man, I couldn't get enough of myself. I mean, if you want to introduce me to the Universal monsters, I can think of any movie better than this. I mean, I saw everyone, and I understood everyone, and Dracula was fun. I mean, this is the start of the comedic Dracula era. I think that.
And that is time, Cap. That is time. So wait, this was your second film you ever saw?
Yes.
Well, yeah. No one. This explains so much about why you're always Count Dracula. What was the first film you saw, Cap?
Men in Black.
Oh, well, okay.
Men in Black 2.
Okay. Right. So Jimmy Mac and Marty, it's down to you. Who made the more compelling argument, either myself or Cap?
I think that Cap was more passionate about this film. Doesn't mean that it's a better film, but his passion really, I was moved. I was moved.
Okay, yep, certainly. Jimmy Mac, do you agree with that, or are we going to have to split the difference?
Hey, David, have you seen any Mission Impossible films?
I have.
It didn't seem like you mentioned them in your argument at all. Shit talk. Van Helsing, I was like, do they have Mission Impossible over there? Is it just called Mission Most Improbable? Yeah, Cap was, no
Did
pun
Cap
intended,
mention Mission Impossible either?
What's that?
Cap didn't mention Mission Impossible either.
No, but he argued the film he was given. I felt that Cap really made the point that Hugh Jackman is truly the most Jack human of us all.
He's a huge Jackman. Right, so, Marty and Jimmy Mac, you all now have to go through this. So let's make sure you mention your films then. Right, so, Marty, you have the film Bird Box. Jimmy Mac, you have Conan the Barbarian. So, Marty, you will get to go.
If you haven't seen Bird Box, Marty, I'll switch you.
I have not seen Bird Box.
Yeah, can we switch?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Okay.
All right, let's.
I'm gonna
Okay,
lose because
Marty, why is Conan the Barbarian better than Bird Box, which you haven't seen?
2 words. Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. No, I can't count because I'm a barbarian. Anyway, yeah, Conan's way better. It's awesome, man. I stood in a line around a theater to go see that movie. So many people wanted to see that movie. Bird Box, I've never seen it. Nobody wants to watch a Netflix movie with Sandra Bullock with a blindfold over her face. Nobody wants to see that. But Conan, what is best in life,
And that is time.
I've never prayed to you before.
Okay, that is time. Okay, so Commander, why is Bird Box better than Conan?
3 words. Sandra fucking... Oh, no, wait, that actually is 3 words. Look, Academy Award winning and huge box office draw, Sandra Bullock. We fell in love with her in Speed. We loved her in The Net. She was hilarious in at least one of the Miss Congeniality movies. Bird Box is an excellent movie. It's very psychological. You never see the enemy. It's like the Jaws of horror films, even though Jaws is the Jaws of horror films. Again, just very
That is
very
time, I'm afraid. Right, so Cap, who do you think made the more compelling argument?
I have interesting things to say about both. The Conan the Barbarian film didn't follow the books. Actually, in the books, it was meant to be Conan the Cimmerian. And with the Bird Box movie, I know it has references to Cthulhu, like being the invisible monster driving people crazy. But here's the thing, though. Still, it's Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. So I'm going to give it to Conan the Barbarian.
Okay, wow. On that note, I think Jimmy Mack mentioned Bird Box too much for me, so I'm going to give this one to Marty.
That old classic mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so with this, let's go on to our next round now. We'll intersperse some reactions to stuff. So, is there anything else people have seen? We discussed She-Hulk and we discussed Lord of the Rings. Did anyone want to react to the House of
Primal?
Primal.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm
come
looking
on!
forward to it.
Yeah. Right, actually, there is
It's
something
really
I want to
good.
react to. Like, if I can react to something now, because I'm going to forget otherwise. So, Capothev, do you remember
Yeah,
about
go
like
ahead.
3 months ago, you recommended that I watch Martin Mystery Theatre because it had done the thing?
Yeah.
Right. I watched it literally about a month ago because it took me a few weeks till I sat down and watched it, and then I did watch it, and because I'd put it on for about a minute, and I was like, oh my god, this looks so cool. And then there was just it was nonsense. It was just crazy characters, and they were like this. They turned into little things, and it was what the hell? You said it was the thing, and
So combine the thing with
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes and weirdly Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, it was really weird.
So,
And the mother was hey kids, go investigate this thing out in Antarctica.
yeah, and that's the most confusing thing that I watched because she's known as Mom, so I assume that she's the mother of those agents, but that's just her title.
Oh, I didn't
Mom
get
is
that.
her
I thought
title.
she was their mother.
We didn't get it either when we were kids watching that show. We had no idea.
Oh,
she
I
was
see.
Not their mom.
Well, anyway, I thought I had to put that in before I completely forgot about it. Cap,
No, that show. So that show's basically for kids. So it's like a good way to introduce these horror elements for kids because it does get scary.
well, the first 1 minute of it genuinely thought it was going to be the thing.
Yeah, so imagine watching this as a kid. I mean, I saw that series probably 8 or 7, and most of the time it's scary. So they had to balance it with this. I think it's a Canadian show still. That's why I asked Jana that she knows about this show because the Canadian flag always pops up. They ran through every classic horror movie films as an episode of that show. So you have The Thing, Dracula, and what is the other sci-fi? The Fly. So
Wow.
everything is entered in that. Even the Poltergeist thing, that was the scariest for me to watch. And the Scarecrow episodes. So, again, right now I don't think you'll appreciate the humor because as a kid you cannot wait until the scare moment ends so you can feel a little bit good about yourself.
So you can feel good about yourself. Okay. Now, Cap, you were going to tell us about Primal. What is Primal?
Primal is, again, I can't say the guy's name. I only know Grande.
Silmarillion. Oh, no.
Gendy Tartakovsky. Gendy
Yes,
Tartakovsky.
that guy. that guy who did Samurai Jack. I saw the first season. I loved it so much. There's no dialogue in this. I mean, you eventually get a word Mira, I think. That's pretty much all you get. And it picks off from the last season. And the thing is, with the storytelling is basically storytelling told through action. So everything is an action scene in this thing. And there's only very calm moments, but the action scenes push the story well. And I really like this because cartoons, movies, and everything stopped telling stories through action. And this is like after long time after Samurai Jack and long time after TV shows, the action is pushing the story. And again, there is literally zero dialogue in this, except one lines like Mira and stuff. And the animation style, the heroes are a dinosaur and a Neanderthal caveman. It kind of, weirdly, the caveman is like Conan the Cimmerian, and the T-Rex is kind of like his psychic buddy. But it's really gory, and they do funny stuff as well. One episode where they did with Charles Darwin, and that whole thing is worth it for that last joke. And Marty's, I know, we watched season 1, so he can tell you a little bit about season 1 and his opinion about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I as far as an animated show, or animation in general, the animation is amazing. The storytelling is amazing. I recommend it highly. It's one of the best things I've seen. I just haven't seen season 2 yet. So you should, if you can watch it, I would watch it.
It's a good time for you to watch because it's up to 8 episodes now. So I actually waited until 5 episodes because I thought it was going to end in 5. So I watched 5 episodes and then 6 popped up. So right now I'm watching 2 as it comes through the week. But now you have 8 episodes to catch up to, and it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've been out of town, and I have to leave town again tomorrow, so my TV watching is off.
Yeah, I'm finding that I have to binge stuff, like the waiting week to week to see the next episode. It just sort of drives me crazy, so I just kind of wait until that season is finished, and then I go through and binge it all, unless it's something that's going to get totally spoiled,
Yeah.
And Jimmy Mack saw Mike Tyson's documentary or documentary series.
That guy, he really doesn't look a thing like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You can tell he's doing a
very bad impression.
And you can tell that there's a lot of shit in that thing that didn't happen. But my God, it's compelling television. I am loving that show.
I actually like the kids who played Mike Tyson before the main actor took the role, he's at his prime age now. I like the kids, the young adult, and also the kid who played Tyson. They were great.
Yeah, the whole show's great. Really, really pretty good acting. Again, the guy playing Iron Mike, you can tell it reminds me a little bit of, I watched most of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis movie, which is fucking bizarre. Have you guys seen any of this?
No.
Oh, it's really weird. Like the guy playing Elvis, hey, come on, mama, we're here in Nashville. I'm down on Beale Street. Just like the whole way, it's an impression. And then Tom Cruise is Colonel Parker. I had never heard Colonel Parker talk. I don't know what he sounds like.
Do you mean Tom Hanks?
Cruise,
It's Tom Hanks.
yeah, Tom Hanks. Doing this weird, I can't even do the impression. It's sort of like...
Is he not doing like a Foghorn Leghorn type of thing?
I can't imagine what that might sound like.
I say.
I want to
Okay.
Elvis,
See,
come on, would you come over here and play me a song, son?
Here's the problem with people doing Foghorn Leghorn accents. You can't start with I say. You have to start, I say you have to start the sentence and then throw in the I says.
Well, this is true.
That's
Well, no, but
Foghorn
hang on. You can't have it both ways. Look, you can either have a cast that has no name talent in it, like Lord of the Rings, or you'll put Tom Hanks in it and just not be able to understand what he's doing. You can't have it both ways.
Just really quick, I'm sorry, Marty, really quick. Have you guys seen...
No, go ahead.
Have you guys seen the Coen Brothers movie that Tom Hanks was in, the Lady Killers remake?
Yes.
Yeah, that level of characterization and acting, that level of craziness, Tom Hanks is doing as Colonel Tom Parker. Sorry, Marty. Go ahead, please.
No, there's other stuff I could talk about, but I was going to just say, what has happened to Tom Hanks? Because now he's Geppetto in this new live-action Pinocchio that looks abysmally awful. The guy, I mean, I saw a clip the other day with Jiminy Cricket in it, and the person doing I had to look it up to see who was doing the voice of Jiminy Cricket. It's what's his name? The guy that played Robin in the last Batman movie.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, he's doing Jim. He's like it's almost like a cross of a person in puberty and Jimmy Stewart. He's like Pinocchio, you got him, and it's awful. It's awful. And
First
then
party.
got Tom Hanks playing Geppetto. I'm like, Tom Hanks, what happened to you, man?
First off,
happened, Marty. Disney happened.
First off, the first time that you said that Tom Hanks was playing Geppetto, I really misheard you and was confused for a moment. But like, was it COVID? Like, I don't know, because he is making some insane career choices right
What else
now.
has he done that's insane? What, Geppetto
Well,
and Elvis?
I'm like,
Tom Parker.
Toy Story 4?
What are the last couple good movies he made? What are the last couple movies he made?
When was Castaway?
Oh, jeez.
yeah. Well, I mean,
He made Big and Splash, and it seemed like he was on a roll.
Yeah, and after that, it's just gone downhill. Well, you know, even like a few years ago, when he was suddenly like, "Oh, I've got to do like an action trilogy with like the Da Vinci Code," and it's like he didn't seem like he should be that character.
No.
I like the
definitely
war
not.
movie that he did. Yeah, go Marty, use it.
Oh, you mean Saving
No,
Private
Private
Ryan?
No. That was the old. He did a new one with submarines. Forgot the name of it. I thought it was a pretty okay film, but again, I don't think it's a little bit waste of Tom Hanks' time. Like I say, it's not as good as Private Ryan. It's all about a bunch of submarines that he's giving.
And look, you know, I watched Lightyear, and Woody was barely in that film. I don't know what was going on.
Woody was in that film.
No, I'm joking, aren't I?
Like,
At this point, I would kind of expect maybe he'll just come out and do Forrest Gump 2.
You should do.
Old Man or something like that. I don't
He
know.
really should. I would love that.
I mean, maybe Cap is right. Maybe since he did Buzz Lightyear, he is just kind of, having Disney pull up dump trucks full of money to his palatial estate now. Maybe he doesn't want to do like gritty war dramas and stuff where that's going to be hard on him. I mean, hell, like that's got to take a psychological toll, like gaining weight and losing weight, like doing Castaway. Why not? Why not just do a Disney picture and
Take up a paycheck and just do a Disney remake.
It always
I don't know
seems
how
like
that
everyone
works.
just kind of sells out and does like bad films. Like Nicolas Cage just does like weird stuff nowadays, and like he's.
Well, there's a reason for that though.
What's
Yeah,
the
I
reason
mean,
for
he went
Nicolas
bankrupt.
Cage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's made such bad financial decisions. He'll pay like millions of dollars for a T-Rex skull, and then he's just bad. He's bad with money, bad with taxes. He's working to make money. That said, Nick Cage never shows up on set without swinging for the fence for good or ill. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad. Really, I'm not mad at Tom Hanks or Nick Cage. I just don't get it with Tom Hanks. Although I will say, the Baz Luhrmann thing is such a wild, in my opinion, misfire. It's a really interesting movie that Tom Hanks obviously put a lot of work into. I just don't get it.
Okay.
Well, I'm not planning on watching it because I'm one of those people that kind of I don't worship at the altar of Elvis. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, me neither. It's an interesting. It's really interesting to do a biopic on about someone that's so wildly stylized in the Baz Luhrmann idiom.
But isn't that what they're doing to the old musical? Something they did with the who's the guys, the Queen. Even though
Bohemian
it's not
Rhapsody.
Their actual story. Yeah. Aren't they like kind of stylizing it a lot with real stories, sacrificing real events for something that they can tell it? I mean, they're not actually making documentaries; they're making mockumentaries in a sense.
Well, they're not.
Yeah.
It's not presented
No.
as a documentary, though, is it? It's
No, not
they're
at
just
all.
telling a
I'm
story
sorry.
and they're taking like artistic, creative license with it.
And
Yeah,
people,
I'm sorry,
I think
yeah.
most of the times you're basically watching that movie for the songs. I think like the main thing with I didn't know about Queen a lot. I only had like this is the Bohemian Rhapsody song. I didn't even know this guy sang it. But after I watched the movie, it's like, oh, okay. So these are the people who sang it.
I mostly watch Steven Seagal films for the songs, to be fair.
Look though, like Rhapsody is played fairly straight though, isn't it? I'm sorry, David, I didn't hear the joke.
No, don't worry. I would have taken it further, but because two people spoke at once, it just kind of went awkward. So I just kind of let it die.
But sorry, really quick though, like
Yeah.
Rhapsody is played really straight though, right? Whereas
Yeah. It is.
No, I heard like they missed a lot of story elements. I mean, like,
You
the
heard,
situation was
Capital
good.
Thave, you cannot go on
Wait,
the
Capo.
memes of everything.
No, it's not memes.
Oh.
This time I'm not kidding. It's not memes. It's,
just
Capo-
because they blow historical facts doesn't mean that it's a stylized movie though. It just means that they blew historical facts. It has nothing to do with the style, right?
that
But
can be
you
true.
guys
Yeah.
don't. You guys don't seem to understand that. Way over there in Sri Lanka, Capital Thave has his finger on the pulse of everything that's going on in Hollywood.
Sri Lanka gets the best memes,
Yeah.
the most informative memes.
It's like we're halfway through the conversation, and Capital Thave, you just let slip that. No, because I heard. It's like, wait, have you seen this film?
Okay. But just to finish out my point, the Elvis movie, and especially in the first scene, in the first half, it starts out like Moulin fucking Rouge. Just everything flying across the screen. All the dialogue that's being spoken is on the screen. I'm like, Baz, slow down. Like, yeah. I love Moulin Rouge. I like at least one of his other movies, but yeah, it didn't work for me.
Okay.
Is it the same guy who did Moulin Rouge?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Romeo plus Juliet.
Isn't that the guy who did Batman and Robin, right? It's the same guy who did Moulin Rouge, right? Oh,
No,
it's not the
no.
same guy.
That's Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. I thought Moulin Rouge was his, that's
Marty, you had a hand up?
I was just going to ask if anybody else has seen it. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then
And that's that.
We don't.
Has anyone seen Nope? Nope. Yep.
Nope.
Done.
Kat, have you seen it or have you just heard about it?
No, I've seen it. I love the film.
Wow.
Okay, so I saw a really funny meme about House of Dragons, and I'm not making this up. It showed Matt Smith's character on the ground after a jousting tournament, and then it showed Mark Addy and Alan Tudyk and Heath Ledger and all the people from First Night, and they're like, "You have been weighed, you have been measured, you have been found wanting." I thought that was fun.
Okay, so guys, just looking at the time here, let's do a guessing game now for the audience. Because obviously there wasn't a show last week, and I apologise that I've left you hanging this much. The films and the book that people didn't guess on the show, just so that it's not lost in the ether. The film was Fight Club, and the book that wasn't guessed was James and the Giant Peach. So once again, if our performers don't guess the thing that they're trying to guess, I will then put it onto Facebook in the next day or two, and like people can try to work it out then. So let's see who will go first. And let's see. So rolling a dice. Capital Thave, you will go first. What would you like to guess? It can either be a movie, a TV show, a video game, or a book.
Movie.
Okay, so you're going to have 1 minute. You can ask me as many yes or no questions as you like. If I feel that I need to give a little bit more clarity on anything, I will, but I'll try to keep it as much as possible to yes or no. Here you go.
Is it a superhero film?
Yes.
Did it come out in the 2000s?
If by that you mean 2000 to 2010, no.
Is it after 2010?
Yes.
Is it part of the MCU?
Yes.
Is it after Endgame?
No.
Is it 3 films before Endgame?
I don't know.
Is it very close to Infinity War and Endgame?
I don't know, Cav. I can't remember the order.
Is it based off one character or a group of characters?
A group of... damn it, it's meant to be a yes or no. Group, I already answered.
Is it Avengers Age of Ultron?
No.
Is it what else? Is it Black Panther?
No.
Group there. Is it Captain America: Civil War?
No.
Damn it. Is the main protagonist male?
Yes. That is time. That is time, Cap. That is time. Right, Marty, I hand it over to you, and here you go.
Is the main character a billionaire?
No.
Is the main character a super soldier?
No.
Is the main character a space pirate of sorts?
Yes.
Is it Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Cap, I thought you were so going to get it with the group thing, and I completely let that slip. But well done, Marty. You score the point there. And with that, we're going to go in the reverse order, just so we've heard from everyone. Jimmy Mac, what would you like to guess? A movie, TV show, video game, or book?
Let's go crazy. Let's go TV show.
Okay. I'm going to make sure it's geek related. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to click. Oh god, that's so random. You'd never get it. And 1 second. Okay, I have one. And here you go.
Is it before 1990?
No.
Is it before 2010?
Yes.
Is it sci-fi?
Yes.
Is it a Star Trek?
No.
Does it have anything to do with X-Files?
No.
Is it's Terminator?
No.
Okay. Does Nathan Fillion appear?
No. Not that I know of.
Does it take place in outer space?
Not that I remember.
Is there time travel?
Yes.
Oh, Sliders?
No.
It was though, right? Is it no Jerry O'Connell?
No.
Time travel, my god. Stargate?
No.
Stargate SG-1?
No.
Oh. Good heavens, good heavens. Doctor Who?
No.
In any capacity. Torchwood?
No.
Good heavens, I got nothing on this.
Now, the timer stopped because I had to check the year. But I believe you've had about a minute. So you've probably had slightly over, I believe. Okay.
It felt like a lot longer than that.
Yeah, it could have been. I wanted to make sure you had more rather than less. Okay, Marty. No, because I always go to you then. Right, Cap or Thave?
Yes.
Go to Marty.
No, Cap or Thave. You have to try to pick up the pieces here, and here you go.
Is it animation?
No.
Damn it, then how am I supposed to know? Is it in the 80s?
No, it's not from the 80s.
90s?
No.
2000s?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. It involves time travel. Is it an American show?
Yes.
Is it a CW show?
I don't think so. I don't know, to be honest.
Is the character Black Canary in this?
No.
Is it Legends?
No.
If it doesn't have Black. Okay, it's not Legends. What else? Time travel. Is it Ben 10?
No.
Who else? So, is the actor is it the main protagonist male?
There isn't a main protagonist.
Oh, it's a group of protagonists. Time travelers.
Oh.
Is it part of the DC universe?
No, and that is time. Right, Marty, handing over to you and go.
When they travel through time, do they use a specific device?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
I'm fairly certain no.
So it's a group, kind of an ensemble show.
It is.
So is this Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Didn't think so. Shoot. What in the world? What's sci-fi? Does it involve robots in it at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I remember. That
As
is
well as
time, I'm
golf and
afraid.
gliding.
That is time. Right. So I will put it out to the internet to know.
Oh no!
Right.
This is getting
Okay.
going.
Who has not started one? Marty, I believe.
Oh,
Okay, Marty.
okay.
What would you like?
So it's movie, TV, book, or game,
Yes.
right? All right. Well, let's throw caution to the wind and do a book.
Excellent. Right. And let's go. Gosh, can I answer on that?
Please be The Witcher. Please be The Witcher.
Okay, I need to bring up the information on the book though, just so I can answer about it. And one thing I'm going to check actually is see if it's something that's worldwide. Yeah, it is. How about that? Okay, and here you go.
Was this book published after World War II?
Yes.
1945.
Yes.
Is it fairly contemporary book?
In what sense?
Well, like 90s and beyond.
No.
No. Okay. Is it by Stephen King?
No.
Is it science fiction?
No.
Is it horror?
No.
Is it fantasy?
Not really.
Ah.
Well, shit. What is it? Is it a Harlequin romance?
No.
Jeez, what could it be then? Oh shoot. Does it involve a dystopian future?
I hope not. No.
Okay.
That is time, I'm afraid. That is time. Okay,
Geez.
Commander, handing over to you. Go.
Is it a children's book?
Yes.
Is it a Roald Dahl?
No.
C.S. Lewis?
No.
Kurt Vonnegut.
No.
Is it a coming of age tale?
Not really.
Is the main protagonist, do they identify as male?
I believe so, yes.
Is it a mystery?
No.
Does Encyclopedia Brown solve mysteries?
I don't understand that sentence.
Is it a choose your own adventure book, David?
No.
Okay. Is there a main villain, so to speak?
No.
Is it Bridge to Terabithia?
No.
Is it My Girl?
No. And that is
Does one
time.
of the main characters die?
No. No. Right, Capelthave, handing over to you. If not, then we'll put it to the internet. Here you go.
Is it? I don't even know what the question is. Is it closer to fantasy more than any other genres?
No, not really.
Is it an action adventure?
No.
Are there any characters in this with any superpowers or supernatural abilities?
Nothing supernatural, no.
Is it Oliver Twist?
No.
I don't even know that's pretty well. Is it The Christmas Carol?
No.
Is it Charles Dickens?
No.
Yeah, World War after World War. Is the author famous?
I should imagine so.
Do you know him?
I had to look it up. Let me put it like that, but that doesn't tell you much. And that is time. So again, audience, I will be putting out, I guess. Look, audience, you need to go and really like the Geek Battle or Extreme Improv page. Maybe I'll put this one to the Extreme Improv page, and then I'll do a separate one on my personal one. Because if you're just an audience member, I guess you won't find my personal Facebook page. But I'll find a way for you to try to join in, so you can try to guess and gather information to work out what it is as well. and then next week I'll reveal on the show what the book and what the TV show were. So, with that, guys, just before, because we're towards wrapping things up. Actually, we could do an impressions round this week. Let's do some impressions to end on. Is there, like, guys, you can give recommendations at the end, but is there anything that you're looking forward to coming up in the next week or two that's coming out?
I would like to recommend Watch Mojo's list of Bohemian Rhapsody and the realistic events that happened in real life and versus the movie.
Wait,
they totally made up a whole character that's not in the real story.
In Bohemian Rhapsody?
Not done in fantastical style.
Yeah, I think they made up 2 characters. I think that was in the.
What, in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah. They were not real. So this again, I was not alive when the Queen was playing. I didn't.
When the Queen was playing.
Yeah, but the memes were, to be honest, the Watch Mojo list was pretty accurate. So that's why I'm judging it. And I think there was a Wisecrack video that was explaining why are they actually screwing real life stories to get more theatrical out of the stories that are not actually that dramatic as it played out to be. I think that was a Wisecrack. It's a philosophy video. I'll send you probably, and you should definitely check this out on Watch Mojo. The real life events of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay. On that note, let's see who's going to go first. So, Marty, you will go first. I'll give you a list of characters. You'll have 90 seconds to get us to guess who they are. And let's send this to Marty. And your time starts now.
My name is Barry Allen.
Buzz, the Flash?
The Flash.
Yes. I'm a human deflator mouse.
Deflator mouse?
Batman.
Oh.
Gotham City.
Batman.
But I'm the opposite of him.
Man Bat. Jimmy Mac said Man Bat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm the guy that swims with fish and talks to them.
Cap.
Aquaman.
Yes. Robin's later name.
Jimmy Mac.
Sorry, I forgot we're supposed to buzz on this game. Nightwing?
Yes. I'm bigger on the inside than on the outside.
Buzz, the TARDIS.
Yes. Curse you, Fantastic Four! I'll get you.
Buzz.
Cap.
Dr. Doom.
Yes. Make it so, number 1.
Buzz.
Jimmy Mac.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Yes. Harry, what are we gonna do?
Buzz, Ron.
Yes. Deadpool. Why are you
Buzz.
acting
Oh, I
this
don't know
way?
the character's name. Someone else get him.
Buzz.
Jimmy Mac.
Colossus.
Yes.
And that is time. That is time.
Okay.
Right. Okay, let's see who will go next. So, grabbing a list first of all. And to go next, it will be Cap. So, Cap, handing over to you. Here is your list, and your time starts now.
I have to scroll up. Okay. I'm in the Resident Evil games. In February, something related to my name is celebrated.
Buzz, Jill Valentine.
Correct. Skip. I'm the Knight Rider. I'm the guy.
Buzz.
Buzz.
David Hasselhoff. Shit. Michael Knight.
No.
Michael Knight.
Skip. I am a baby now, but I used to be big, and I say messed up language.
Buzz.
I don't follow grammar.
Jimmy Mac.
Groot.
No.
Buzz
Star
Benjamin
Wars.
Button.
Star Wars.
Oh, Marty.
Baby Yoda.
The
Grogu.
grown-up version. There is no crying.
Buzz.
Only you.
Yoda.
Yes.
Oh.
Skip. I'm Spider-Man villains. I have more limbs than a spider.
Buzz.
Jimmy Mac.
Dr. Octopus.
Correct.
More limbs than a spider.
I like Conan the Cimmerian, but I'm colored brunette in a sense. A ginger, you might say.
Buzz, Ron Weasley.
No, in Conan the Barbarian storyline.
Buzz, Red
Buzz.
Sonja. Red Sonja.
Correct. I taught turtles ninjutsu, and I'm
Marty.
Master Splinter.
correct. Skip.
Oh, and that is
Skip.
time. That is time. Okay, well done there, Cap. So, going next, it'll either be myself or Jimmy Mac. So let's roll the dice.
I would
And
have said Hamato Yoshi instead of Splinter.
I would approve that.
No, I would have been wrong though, because it was Splinter. Now that I'm thinking about it.
okay,
I would approve.
it will
Hamato
be
Yoshi was his name.
it will be me next, either way. So, here I go. Hey, Tonto.
Buzz.
Jimmy Mac.
The Lone Ranger.
Yes. Okay. Zhong.
Buzz.
Okay, Jimmy Mac.
Darth Maul.
Yes. I'm Captain America now. Cap.
Buzz.
Falcon.
Yes. I'm the bad guy from Resident Evil. Cap.
Wesker.
Yes. By the power of Grayskull.
Buzz.
Cap.
She-Ra. I mean, He-Man.
No, yes. Right. How do you do an impression of this? Don't pour water on me. Or do, and then I'll multiply. But I'm the bad one. Jimmy Mac.
Buzz.
That's right.
Yes. I have the dark saber, and I was Gus. Cap.
Mandalorian?
No, Marty.
Oh, no, I guess I'm gonna...
Cap. Cap.
Moff Gideon.
Yes.
Moff Gideon. Moff
Yes. Okay. Oh, Harry Potter! I won't let you go this way. Cap.
Gideon. Dobby.
No. It's much meaner than that. Marty.
Neville Longbottom.
Yes, and that is time. Right. So that leaves us with. I see what you say about the voice, though. Right. Okay. Let's see. So Jimmy Mac, you will go last.
Okay, you might have to give me 1 second to get to the chat.
I thought you were going to say you have to give you one at a time.
You might have to. My screen's a little finicky.
Don't worry. I'll send you them now.
Oh.
Oh, tired.
Oh, Harry, I'm in the bathroom for eternity.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Marty.
David. Oh,
Moaning Myrtle.
I didn't know.
me so happy, me want to cry.
Buzz. Hulk.
Buzz.
No, Marty.
Bizarro.
Yes.
Ah.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't
Buzz,
like me when I'm
Hulk.
angry. Yep. Superman, I'm in technology and I'm bald.
Cap.
Jeff Bezos. I mean, Lex Luthor.
Cap, kiss my shiny metal butt.
Buzz. Bender.
Yep. Skip. Bamf.
Marty.
Nightcrawler.
Yep.
I was going to say Bam Bam.
Let's see, skip. I'm the evil little doll. Stab.
Buzz. Chucky.
Yep. I'm on Deep Space Nine. I'm either the captain or his son.
Buzz. Cisco.
I'll take it. Wait, that's your mom's name? That's my mom's name. Her name is...
Buzz. Marty.
Martha.
Oh, when I said
And
Marty, I
need
was
the last
close.
name.
Martha Kent.
Correct. Captain America. I'm...
Cap.
Red Skull.
Yep.
And that is time. So, there we go. Like I said earlier, I didn't want to say during this game because it'd be disheartening. Scoreboard wasn't working. So I don't know who won that.
I was just thinking, I forgot. I haven't played this show in a minute. I forgot that we were supposed to count when we're giving. Right?
Well, don't worry. It was only when I do it, just so. But yeah, the scoreboard wasn't there. So I'm going to roll the dice to decide who's won.
That's fair.
This is how it works in the Olympics as well. Right, okay. Let's have a look. So, Jimmy Mack, you have won. I rolled a number 3. So, there you go, Jimmy Mack. Congratulations. Now, audience, we're going to find out where we can find everyone on social media, because in a few minutes' time, we are going to have the Extreme Improv Extreme Show. But first, these guys are going to give you some recommendations of a geeky nature, starting with Capelthave. Where can the people find you, and what would you recommend?
You can find me in Sword Beats, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in the bucket, and I work with puppets. And you can also catch my monologues in the coming World Monologue Games. You can already catch my entries if you search my name in World Monologue Games. Or you can wait for the other quarterfinals, I think, the round with World Monologue Games. You can subscribe there and you can watch my videos. My recommendation is Danny's recommendation, Supernatural. I finally watched most of it. I gave up after season 9, but season 9 is pretty good. You can go up to season 9 and you can give it up, because I gave up after season 9.
Wow. So when you say you saw up to season 9, were these memes? Right.
Yes.
Fabulous. Yeah. Okay. How many seasons are there?
14!
Ugh.
14!
Too many. Right. Marty, where can the people find you?
On Instagram at WhatWoulJesusGlue. Here on Extreme, and recommendations. Supernatural was actually designed to stop at season 5, so if you're going to watch it, I would suggest you stop at season 5. As far as I watched Prey, and I liked that. And I'm just looking forward to some of the random Halloween-y, horror-y type stuff that'll be coming out in the next couple months. Mostly Mike Flanagan's next project. He's the guy that did Midnight Mass. He's got a thing coming out on on Netflix called The Midnight. No, what's it called? Shoot, The Midnight Club or something like that. I think it's called The Midnight Club or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Right, so my name is David Pstansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. You can also go onto the Geek Battle. There's Geek Battle channels for everything. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and all of that. So find Geek Battle on all of those. I've got a lot of projects which are in the works, and you'll find out more about these sooner rather than later. But it's been a tiny bit quiet recently since the World Championship. Partly because this Friday we've got a live show. We've had a few live shows recently, which just eat up so much time to organise and promote them and everything. It's actually just... ugh. But you should definitely come and see them with my full enthusiasm. So we'll be at the Waterside Theatre in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire on Friday. So go to extreme.tv, it's got the ticket links there. But on the 20th of September, we're going to have the Extreme Improv UK Championship live on stage at the Cockpit Theatre in London. And that's a one-night championship show, so do check that shizzle out. But our winner for tonight, Commander Jimmy Mack, where can the people find thou?
Yeah, I have nothing in particular to promote. I was also going to recommend the movie Prey. I found that movie very compelling, even to the point where I was like, this movie doesn't need the Predator in it. Like, this movie is excellent without the Predator. House of Dragons, or whatever it's called, they hired actors for that TV show. I love the acting in that one. And this isn't terribly geeky, but Greg Garcia, the creator of My Name is Earl, dropped a show on Amazon Prime. It's called Sprung. It's about a bunch of prisoners who got released from prison because of COVID. They just needed to make space in the prison. So they let them, they release them, and so they all shelter in place and form a crime gang. And then they decide that because of their moral code, they'll only steal from people who suck. So like it's a little bit Robin Hood, but because it's Greg Garcia, it's just got a lot of heart to it. It's just really fun to watch. It's a really sweet show. I'm really enjoying it. Just thought I'd throw it out there.
No, I like the concept of that. That they couldn't social distance in prison, so they let them out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the non-violent offenders and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, it's just a really charming show.
Okay, no, I will look that up. Right, in that sense, audience, until next time, well, next time is in like a few minutes' time, so refresh the page, go get a drink,